Hello, my name is Erica Malcolm, and today I will be doing my final project demonstration for CYBR 7100. As you can see, I have my code displayed. We'll go over it in further detail, but here are some of the main headings. We have all of the imports right here, setting up logging. We have our database functions. We have our admin section, and then our count rows for the table. And lastly, we have our print settings for after we run our code. Let's get into it. So we're going to run the current project. I was just double checking to make sure since I had multiple versions. All right, we hit run. Why is this so high? All right. Okay, so now we're going to enter the username. The first go around, we're going to enter invalid username and passwords just so you can see that my code is set up to run perfectly. All right, so a fake username we're going to do is shoulder. And then a fake password is surf. This error message is okay in red. It's just showing that the password is visible. In the real world, you might not want to have a visible password, but for sake of this demonstration, it's okay. And I also have a fix in the end to where you won't actually be able to see the final password if you were to print the code. So it's a little workaround. But yeah, so right here, the error message says unable to connect to the database. Please check your username and password. So right here, I have if your password and or username is not entered correctly, it will print an unable to connect to the database. Please check your username and password. So for here, I put both of them incorrectly. And again, it was unable to connect. And then it finished with a code 0. I have all of mine set to finish with a code 0, return 0. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go and do a correct username and password. So we're going to do Postgres. I never changed it just to keep everything simple. And then my password, again, I'm getting the error message just showing that my password is going to be visible when I enter it. It's okay. No one's actually shoulder surfing. I'm at home by myself, so it's okay. For simplicity, I kept my password also Postgres. So once I have my code, so once it enters the username and password correctly, it'll go to the admin. I'm just trying to show you. So right, it didn't return false. So now it's going into admin. All right, so my name isn't on here, but it's from a previous assignment. That was one of the admins, so it'll work. And as you can see, it's asking me to enter my password. So for simplicity's sake, I just kept my password Postgres. I have 1,001 passwords to remember. And the last thing I want to do is forget it on this assignment. All right, so as you can see, as I mentioned earlier, once it prints, you cannot see my actual password for security. And then I have it right here, hide password output for security. So like once it's printed. And then my count rows is 3, which is correct. We had 3 rows in the table. And then when I finished, it has the exit code of 0. So everything checks out. And then again, right up here, this is the import section. I set up my log here. My database connection functions were right here. This is my admin section. My count rows for the table. I made an if else statement for logging with my count rows, and then that's it. So my connection closes when I'm done. All right, so now let's show the log. So I'm just opening it. My program log is right here. As you can see, it's 429 right here. It's 430. So it just did it. All right. As you can see, these are just other attempts I was using while I was, running my code, playing with it. But the most current code, as you can see, is time stamped, was at 1628. Where I did shoulder as my username. The password isn't shown. And then as you can see, it shows that it was able to successfully connect to the database. It verified that I was an admin, and then it displayed the count rows, which again checks out because everything is right here. Well, guys, that concludes my presentation. I hope you all, do well in this class. And if I have you in another class, I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again. All right.